Well, I lied. I just decided to keep working because I was like, I'm so close. Plus, tomorrow's a work day and I have so many videos to do. Well, this was, like I said, tremendous fun. I've already gone ahead and done certain things, like assembling the entire crown. So there it is now. Again, the crown before just had an old seal in it, didn't have anything else. These are all new old stock parts. The male crown post that's in this is, whew, that's a rare part. But thankfully, I found someone a while ago in Singapore, and I was able to get a 10 out of her. So I've got it. I ended up not actually going with the French English day wheel because, believe it or not, it's slightly warped. Thank God I bought two. Okay, so this is where we're at. Take that and put that up there. I'm just going to go and drop that in there, and I want to go and put that down here. One of the things you're supposed to do when you're assembling this stuff is you want to pre-grease this tube just a little bit, and especially the screw surface. You're supposed to grease it just a hair so that you have a better chance of not cross-threading, which is important. Get up there. I've already dropped in the, come on. Okay, I've already dropped in the brand new old stock movement ring, which is right here. And you know, interestingly, it is gold plated. Isn't that interesting? I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it's titanium nitride, actually. Okay, so let's do this. Brand new greased up case back seal. That's all. I'm gonna have to drop that in here. Hang on. Most of the original case back protector went away when I cleaned the thing, but that's okay. I don't mind. Wasn't going to be expecting it to, darn it, wasn't going to be expecting it to stay with us. Okay, so there's that. Let me just polish that off real quick so I can show you the case back. So there that is. There's the case back. You can still see a little bit of the blue in there, but the rest of it's there. And you can see that there's that sample mark. So crown screws down nicely, as it should. I'm going to take this back out again. And so now is the time that we are going to, set the hands, which is going to be just marvelous fun. Other people don't do it this way. They'll do it with the movement out, but when it's with the quartz, I like to do it with the movement in before I drop the crystal in. The reason I do that is it makes it much easier to make sure that it makes it much simpler to make sure that gosh darn it. Sorry, I'm trying to think and speak at the same time, which is never a good recipe with me. Thinking and speaking at the same time, I don't really do very well. Okay, let's try that again. Anyway, I like to do it here. It just makes it simpler because, of course, one of the most annoying things with the quartz is when we don't have when the sweep seconds hand doesn't hit the markers perfectly, and that's just not something we can have. Okay, there's our click. Okay, so let's do this. It's interesting, by the way, the dial did actually have a few, not marks on it, but it certainly wasn't perfect, which I thought was interesting. You'd think that these things would be perfect and they would assemble all the same way, but it has some very, very, very small marks on it. Very, very, very small marks. I don't think anybody will ever see them, but, you know, and what the heck? It's not like anybody is ever going to get a brand new Ashtray anytime soon. So, you know what? We'll take what we can get. There's that. Then we drop that forward to the point that it hits that perfectly there. Because this is a hacking movement, of course, I don't have to worry about the hands moving forward. Darn it. Hands moving forward at all, which is a good thing. Would you stop that? Stop it. Stop fighting me. Of course, I'm using the wrong set of tweezers. Hang on just one second. Because I'm a flibberty gibbet. There we go. Okay, and again, I hit this with my visor. Always fun. Now, the last thing is always just so hilariously fun, which is trying to get that darn sweep hand to sit down where it's supposed to be. Doesn't always work out the way we want. Would you stop fighting me? Stop it. Hang on just one second, folks. What is your major malfunction? Hopefully I don't have to broach this hand out. I don't see why I would. But one never knows. I might have to broach that hand out. I wonder why it's behaving that way. It's not sitting down on the minute wheel. I can't opinion here. Okay, so I'm going to have to look at that hand because it's not behaving. That doesn't make any sense. It should drop right on to the movement, but it's not. So I might have to broach it slightly. Okay, let me look at that, okay? Be back. So you're going to have to forgive me a little bit. That hand did need a ton of broaching. I've never actually seen that before. Typically when you have these watches and the parts are all identical, everything's the same. This was not that case. The hour hand dropped right on. The sweep second hand dropped right in, but the minute hand, I had to broach the heck out of it. It's amazing, actually, how much material I had to remove in order to, gosh darn it, get that ready to go. But we are all clean, so forgive me. I jumped ahead and did some extra stuff here. Let me just get a little bit, just a little bit of grease here, just on the edge of these things. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I've already put in the new seals, obviously, and the new crown and everything else like that. So there we are. When we go, and I'm going to take this off camera here just a second. Let's snap this thing in place. Make that happen. Come on, Mr. Man. Okay. Pretty clicky. Those are brand new, so there we go. So you saw this thing being a sample watch before. You ready? 1, 2, 3. It's amazing how much work this was. You think it's just gonna be easy, all you to just bang the damn thing together, boom, boom, boom. Gosh, there's so much crazy work that has to go into it. I mean, it doesn't help that special middle wheel was just frickin' missing, and I had to make one out of another part, but you know, I did it. You know, it's just, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy. This is the reason why I do this stuff, because it is so fun. Let's see now. Let's see now. What do you think? Let's go for that right there. Let me just get some. Let's get some spring bars out here. Hey, Peanut, are you going to bed? Okay. Good night. Good night. I love you. Okay, let's get this done here. There we go. So you got your DAL1BP in there. Super exciting. There's one click. And then we go over here. You get your other one. Let's get that going. Do a final dust off, and there she blows. There she blows. Isn't that fun? So there it is. In a certain way of thinking about it, this is a completely brand new 7C46-6009 ashtray. Isn't that fun? And there it is. And that's a nice piece. That's a nice piece. Pity they're so rare. I wonder why Seiko never brought them back. They're certainly unique. And that's about it. Well, thank you for watching this huge video. I'll probably break it up into a few parts, and other than that, that's the end of that. Okay, thank you so very, very much for watching. Okay, bye-bye.